Buche de Noel means Yule log in French. So pretty much they make cakes that actually look like a tree that's just been chopped down with the branches and everything else and then decorated
and all the
accordingly.
woodland mushrooms.
Yeah, so
and
we have lots of little things. So
leaves.
We're not going to make the sponge today. It's on the website just for time reasons.
Look at this sponge
It's a very
cake.
flexible sponge. It's very important that you don't use something like a devil's food that will break. It's a very flexible. It's pretty much we're making a roulade.
What makes it flexible? The
I
egg whites?
have oil in this.
Oh, okay.
So it also keeps it very moist.
That's good to know.
So first thing we're going to do, we're going to make a chestnut pastry cream. I want you to break 2 eggs for me.
Okay, right in this bowl?
Yep. I'm going to quickly sift the cornstarch, flour, and sugar together. So we're going to make a chestnut pastry cream.
How much flour? How much?
It's about 2 tablespoons of starch, 2/3 cup of sugar, and about a 1/2 cup of flour. What we're going to do now is called the liaison. Step over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you just carefully whisk that all together.
Oh, so the eggs in the flour.
Eggs, flour, and starch together. We're going to whisk that till it's light and pale.
Okay.
Then I'm going to temper in the hot liquid. The reason why we do it this way is so we don't want to coagulate the eggs before it actually goes into the mixture.
Yeah, no curdling.
Exactly.
Oh, so this is easier. I've never done it this way.
So once you have all that in there, we can slowly temper this in. Careful, I don't want to burn you.
Me either.
I want to come back again sometime. Wouldn't be good.
So far, I've only been sliced once by a chef.
Who was it?
I'm not telling.
Tell me. He hasn't been back yet, has he?
Oh, yes, he has. He didn't mean to, sort of.
So once we have the hot liquid in, let's bring it back over here into our original pot.
And no curdling.
No
Isn't
curdling,
that
very
a
smooth.
great way to do it? So this is beautiful. It is very smooth. So right back in.
So I'm going to let you continue. We want to keep whisking this until it comes to a boil.
Okay, and then it will thicken because of the flour.
And we want to actually boil it for 2 minutes once it comes to a boil. And what that will do is it'll eliminate any of the protein bite from the flour or from the starch. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start making the marzipan. You could use store-bought marzipan if you want.
But what do you do?
I make it.
But what? You grind almonds?
No, I buy a nice almond paste. The one I use is a 70% almond. So 70% means 70% almond and 30% sugar.
Where do you get that?
This is Valrhona.
Okay. Oh, it's Valrhona.
This is Valrhona, yep. So
Same
that's going to
as
go in
the
the bowl.
chocolate. Remember that name.
Yep. 3/4 cup of confectioner's sugar, sifted, very important. And a zest of half an orange. And also 1 tablespoon of corn syrup. All I'm going to do is just quickly.
So as soon as this boils, I just put it in the strainer?
Yep. Nope, you're going to put it right into the bowl.
Oh, okay.
We're going to cover it and put plastic wrap directly on the surface. That's probably good, right?
It's a little lumpy.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yep, because after it's completely cool, we'll actually put it through a sieve.
Okay.
And it'll be completely creamy.
Okay, but see how thick it's gotten? It's gotten really thick.
So what I have the almond paste. You don't want to work the almond paste too much.
So just confectioner's sugar and...
Confectioner's sugar, corn syrup, and orange zest.
And the almond paste.
And then at that point, you don't want to overwork it because the oils will release from the nuts. I'm going to roll this out. I have a guide here. I'm using the parchment paper, the same size as the sponge that we cooked, just to let me know how far I want to go, because we're just going to make a tube right down the center. Yeah, right in there. That's perfect.
Okay. Oh, look how thick that got. Look.
Yep.
Yep, that is good.
So to that, we're going to add what I have is pure chestnut paste with a little bit of rum. You could omit the rum if you're not an alcohol fan.
Don't omit the rum.
Rum and chestnut go well together.
I know. I tasted it. It is so delicious with the rum.
So we're just going to whisk this together.
Did I get it too thick?
No, it's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So we'll whisk this together quickly. And at this point, there's a plastic wrap right there. Do you want to...
Right on the surface?
Yeah. I'm going to scrape that down, make it nice and neat. The reason we do this is to avoid getting a skin.
Yes.
You ever have like puddings with that thick skin on it?
Oh, I hate that.
It's kind of gross.
Actually, I like the skin. But I don't mean I hate the skin. I like to eat the skin.
John George talks about when he was a kid, he used to eat the skin off the milk, fresh milk.
Oh, I love that. That's what I like.
And they used to spread that on bread and stuff.
You kids don't even know about that because you've never had fresh milk. It's true.
Anyway, I'm going to roll the marzipan.
Never had a cow. Did you ever have a cow?
I grew up in the Catskills. You know that.
Yeah, well, there's cows up there.
To sheep and
oh, yeah.
So here's our marzipan at this point. We're going to go that. It'll go into the freezer. The ganache. We have our
so
cream
here's
ready.
the ganache. Here, you can just... So we have how much cream?
It's about a cup of cream.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 2 cups of cream and about 12 ounces of chocolate. I use a 65.
Brought to a boil, so it's very hot. And just pour that right into...
Little by little. We do it in thirds because pretty much a ganache is an emulsion like mayonnaise would be. So you want to add it little by little to really make sure that you have a nice texture at the end.
And this melts the chocolate. So this is how much chocolate?
About 12 ounces.
12 ounces of very finely chopped up chocolate. How do you chop your chocolate?
I just actually threw it in a food processor.
Oh, so you don't use a serrated knife?
I do for the large pieces to bring it to smaller pieces, but to
Yeah.
get it this fine from that point, I mean, don't throw a giant thing of chocolate into your food processor.
We're spreading our cake, this beautiful, flexible sheet cake with a layer of ganache. So should I do this
Go
one?
for it. Yeah, we just want a
Okay.
nice thin layer
Okay.
to refortify the chocolate flavor.
Okay, and once it's spread, let it cool, let it
Yes.
set.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at room temperature just to set a little bit. Ganache will set on its own with the ratio we're using. And into that, I have the chestnut pastry cream that's been refrigerated, and we actually put it through a sieve. So I'm going to spread this on
So
here.
it's not anything, you can't really measure how much icing you're going to, how much ganache you're going to make for one layer like
no,
this.
and ganache will keep in the fridge.
Right.
You can keep it for something else.
Yeah.
Dip strawberries in it if you want. So we have the pastry cream down. I'm just going to sprinkle. This is just slivered almonds that I toasted lightly.
So you put that through a sieve
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Okay, so make everything smooth and really
Smooth as silk.
lumpless.
Here's our
You don't want
marzipan.
any lumps. And there's the marzipan going right.
The reason why we do it this way is this will give me a nice center. Sometimes the hardest thing to do with a roulade is to get the center round.
Right.
So this is actually going to force my center. Want to help me on that side?
Yeah.
Nice. Let it curl.
Yep.
Lift it. Curl. Curl.
It's like rolling up a rug.
Pull it back.
You have to be fearless and
Yeah.
and handle this stuff. So it cracks, you fill it with a little bit of ganache, right?
So then we're going to roll it like this. Let's continue.
And chill it.
Yep. Like
Okay.
that. Like a salami right into the freezer.
Right. Okay.
So here's our.
Oh, so it's semi-stiff.
Yeah. Just enough that it's set. At this point, I'm just going to trim the outer edges. We'll go onto our glazing rack. This is the rest of our ganache.
What do you think? But see how beautiful this is? And on a rack over a cookie sheet so that you're not wasting any chocolate. You just scrape that
Right.
up after you're done.
So now we're going to put our, these are meant to look like cut branches.
So no buttercream, none of that dreaded buttercream.
No, I'm not a fan of buttercream.
Yeah, dreaded.
So we're going to continue to glaze this. We're going to do some mushrooms from scratch. So
yes.
you're going to do the bases.
Okay.
And I'll do the caps.
Okay.
So this is
And-
a Swiss meringue as opposed to Italian meringue and French
Oops.
meringue. Swiss meringue. Yep, just. Swiss meringue is cooked over bain-marie with the sugar until the sugar is dissolved and the egg whites are warm. Yours will stay just like that. Mine will get dusted, and they're going to go into a 200-degree oven.
Dusted with cocoa.
Yep, that's with cocoa.
200 oven for how long?
200-degree oven for about an hour.
Okay.
And then use a smaller knife that I'm using. Make a hole in the base. Take a little bit of our excess meringue.
Oh, you use meringue. Oh,
Yep.
okay. We were using white chocolate in the kitchen.
Poke it, and then we're going to return these to the oven for another hour.
This is so beautiful. I love it.
I'm done.
Okay. Gorgeous.